Have you ever pondered about the impact of African presidents on the continent and how their abrupt ends may have altered the course of history? Today, we delve into a topic that is as intriguing as it is profound: the influence and untimely demise of four great African presidents. These leaders, each with their unique vision and indomitable spirit, sought to shape the destiny of their nations and the African continent at large. We'll journey through the lives of Patrice Lumumba of Congo, a charismatic leader with a dream of a united Africa. Then we'll explore the revolutionary ideals of Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso, often referred to as Africa's Che Guevara. We'll also delve into the legacy of Amílcar Cabral, the intellectual force behind the independence of Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde. Lastly, we'll touch upon the life of Samora Machel, the military strategist turned president of Mozambique. Join us as we embark on this historical journey exploring the lives, contributions, and tragic ends of these African leaders. Our chronological journey begins with Patrice Lumumba, the first prime minister of an independent Congo. Born in 1925, Lumumba emerged from humble beginnings to become a charismatic leader, whose passion for his people was undeniable. His rise to power began in earnest during the 1950s, when he co-founded the Congolese national movement. Lumumba envisioned a Congo that was free from colonial rule, where the richness of the land could benefit its people, not foreign exploiters. As a powerful orator, Lumumba rallied his fellow countrymen with speeches that inspired hope and instilled a sense of national pride. His vision for Congo was one of unity, where tribal divisions were set aside for the greater good. Lumumba's dream was to forge a path for Congo that was free from the shackles of colonialism, a path that would lead to true independence. In 1960, this dream became a reality when Congo gained independence from Belgium. Lumumba was appointed as the country's first prime minister. However, his tenure was short-lived. His fervent push for decolonization, and his refusal to be swayed by Western interests, made him a target. Just 7 months into his term, Lumumba was assassinated in a coup supported by Western powers. The impact of Lumumba's death reverberated far beyond the borders of Congo. It marked a tragic turning point in Africa's struggle for independence. His assassination left a power vacuum in Congo that was quickly filled by a brutal dictatorship that lasted for over 3 decades. His death served as a stark reminder of the lengths to which foreign powers were willing to go to maintain control over Africa's resources. However, Lumumba's legacy is not defined by his untimely death, but by his unwavering belief in the potential of his people and his country. His vision for a united Congo and a free Africa continues to inspire to this day, serving as a beacon for those who continue the fight for independence and self-determination. Lumumba's vision for a united Congo was abruptly ended, leaving a legacy that continues to provoke thought about Africa's struggle for independence. Next in our timeline is Thomas Sankara, often referred to as Africa's Che Guevara. Born in 1949, Sankara rose to prominence as the president of Burkina Faso, taking the helm in 1983. A charismatic and visionary leader, he was a beacon of hope for many across the continent. Sankara was an advocate for radical change, pushing for policies that were nothing short of revolutionary. He sought to break free from the chains of colonialism and the crippling debts that burdened his country. He championed the cause of self-reliance, encouraging Burkinabés to grow their own food and wear clothing made from locally produced cotton. His vision was not limited to economic transformation. He also made strides in social reforms, advocating for women's rights and launching nationwide literacy and vaccination campaigns. Yet, Sankara was not just a leader who talked the talk, he walked the walk. He slashed the salaries of public officials, sold off the government's fleet of Mercedes cars, and even swapped the presidential palace for a modest house. His actions spoke volumes about his commitment to creating a just society. However, Sankara's reign was tragically cut short. In 1987, he was assassinated in a coup led by his close associate, Blaise Compaoré. His death sent shockwaves through Burkina Faso and the entire African continent. The hope that his leadership brought was abruptly extinguished, plunging the nation into a state of uncertainty and despair. The aftermath of Sankara's death was deeply felt. Burkina Faso slipped back into the grips of corruption and inequality, with Compaoré ruling with an iron fist for 27 years. Meanwhile, Africa lost a leader who dared to dream and dared to act, a leader who could have significantly altered the course of its history. Sankara's death marked the end of one of Africa's most promising leaderships, leaving behind a legacy of revolutionary change. His life and leadership continue to inspire many, serving as a stark reminder of what Africa could have been had his life not been cut short. We now turn to Amílcar Cabral, the revolutionary who fought for the independence of Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde. In the mid-20th century, when the winds of change blew across Africa, Amílcar Cabral emerged as a beacon of hope. Born in Guinea-Bissau to Cape Verdean parents, Cabral was a brilliant agronomist who turned into a charismatic political leader. Driven by the vision of a free and prosperous Africa, he co-founded the African Party for the Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde, or PIGC, in the year 1956. Under Cabral's leadership, the PIGC launched a guerrilla war against Portuguese colonial rule. He believed that the struggle for independence was not merely political, but also cultural. He saw liberation as a process of reclaiming the African identity, eroded by years of colonial domination. Cabral's vision transcended borders. He sought a united Africa, free from the shackles of colonialism and neocolonialism. But his journey was cut short. On January 20, 1973, Cabral was assassinated just months before Guinea-Bissau's unilateral declaration of independence. His death sent shockwaves across Africa and the world. The loss of this visionary leader was a blow to the liberation movements across the continent. In the aftermath of Cabral's assassination, the PIGC remained committed to his vision and successfully led Guinea-Bissau to independence. Cape Verde too won its freedom a few years later. Yet the loss of Cabral left a void that was hard to fill. His vision for a united and prosperous Africa remained largely unfulfilled. Cabral's assassination disrupted a powerful force for liberation, leaving an indelible mark on Africa's history. His life and struggle continue to inspire future generations. For those who dream of a free and prosperous Africa, Cabral's legacy serves as a guiding light, illuminating the path towards liberation and unity. Our journey concludes with Samora Machel, the first president of Mozambique. Hailing from a humble background, Machel rose through the ranks of Frelimo, the Liberation Front of Mozambique, to lead his nation to independence in 1975, ending nearly 5 centuries of Portuguese rule. Machel was more than a military strategist. He was a visionary, a charismatic leader who dreamed of a free and prosperous Africa. His leadership style was firm, yet compassionate, earning him the respect and admiration of his people and peers. He pursued policies of social justice, education, healthcare, and agrarian reform aimed at uplifting the marginalized and the poor. However, his vision for an independent and self-sufficient Africa did not sit well with some Western powers. Machel's stance against apartheid in South Africa in particular made him a target. His dream of a free Africa was cut short on the night of October 19, 1986, when his plane mysteriously crashed near the Mozambique-South Africa border. Machel and 33 others lost their lives in the crash, widely believed to be an assassination orchestrated by apartheid South Africa. Machel's death sent shockwaves across Africa and the world. His untimely demise left a leadership vacuum in Mozambique, which plunged into economic and political turmoil. Today, many of Machel's policies continue to shape Mozambique's socio-economic landscape, and his legacy as a champion of Africa's liberation remains an inspiration. Yet the question remains, what might have been if leaders like Machel had not been silenced prematurely? How different would Africa's narrative be if these visionaries had been allowed to realize their dreams for a free and prosperous continent? Machel's untimely demise left a leadership vacuum, shaping the course of Mozambique's history. These 4 leaders, each with their unique visions for a united and prosperous Africa, met untimely ends, leaving a profound impact on their nations and the continent. Patrice Lumumba's fight for Congo's independence, Thomas Sankara's revolution in Burkina Faso, Amílcar Cabral's relentless struggle for the liberation of Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde, and Samora Machel's transformative leadership in Mozambique, all marked significant chapters in Africa's history. Their visions for a self-sufficient Africa, untethered from the chains of colonialism and neocolonialism, were cut short by tragic assassinations. These were not just individual losses, but a collective setback for the continent. The vacuum left by their departure continues to be felt today, as Africa navigates its path towards sustainable development and socio-economic justice. Yet in their wake, they left powerful ideals and enduring narratives that continue to inspire generations. Their legacies continue to shape conversations about Africa's past, present, and future, reminding us of the immense potential that was lost.